Yo, what is good, my every people? What is good, yo? Guys, I am pretty happy with what we got this week's episode with the new broken RPG ladies, or MMO virtual world RPG, whatever you want to call this thing. Um, but quick shout out to everybody that has SOULCALIBUR 6. I need more characters to download. And if you can, don't use all like the DLC stuff. But yeah, much appreciated. PlayStation 4, by the way. Um, but as I was saying, there's so much that I feel like is going to come within this show that um, when they are taking their time like this, it actually feels welcomed, right? It actually feels like something we would want to see in a show like this. Um, I was gonna use someone with a shield, but I also remembered the girl that joins up is like ridiculously good with a dagger. And then I was like, I have no girls that use the dagger, like Taki over here. So I need the characters. But seeing her friend this week and seeing what she brings to the table was actually so hype in the case of um, her just choosing her class around her friend, you know? So not only is she getting popped, not only is she like catering and making it easier for um, her friend in the case of someone who is ridiculously powerful in defense, not being able to get anywhere, what would help her? Someone that could pretty much run circles around her because of her dexterity so high, in the opposite of this girl's defense slash fatality, uh, which is very cool because I have also like ran games like this, MMOs that is, like I've had been the paladin, worked on all of my health and stats to just be good at taking damage, while I had some of the most powerful DPSs surrounding me and a healer. So that's the kind of thing I'm hoping for in this show. Them getting to the point of her having a full-blown party and more DPS, which is damage per second, and then have like a healer. I mean, they don't even probably need all that, right? Like her friend just soloed a water dungeon, which she also gets her diving and swimming all the way up to X, which I don't think we've seen our main girl Maple, or yeah, I think her name's Maple. We haven't seen her actually go in the case of go to X on any of her things. I believe. I'm not fully sure on that, but if she has anything that's X, it would probably be just something that's resistance wise. Like the thing that kind of was lame in this episode is just that when she was fighting all the humans, which feels like this was like the first time she's actually had PvP, which is player versus player, um, interaction. So to think that all of a sudden she does this and nothing really comes out of it in the grand scheme of her learning anything, like her skills going up, anything like that, I thought that was kind of lazy. Uh, I mean, I guess it's not lazy if they didn't really bring out anything to the table that was different than what she's felt, actually dealt with, because all they did was try to attack her with physical weapons, right? I mean, there were some magic people about to cast on her, and I think that was her fault for not, like, letting some of them hit, because she could have learned something from them, or she could have built up resistance. I just think there's way too many people for her to be taking on magic attacks that she doesn't know how strong, or we don't know how high her magical defense is, right? So it might have been doing some ridiculous amount of damage, including seeing how poison was capable of doing damage to her until she built up a resistance, which is really cool. But yeah, a lot of people are already in the show interpreting how OP she is and seeing her just run up and practically put the shield near you and it eats you, that's messed up. That is super messed up. Not only does it devour you, it has some type of poison breath that has a ridiculous amount of radius, and if you were to escape it, she has her other favorite move that she can use that doesn't need the shield, and maybe comes from just I every time she does it from her sword. So I don't know if it's an ability she could just do without it, you know, because she hasn't. It's like, for instance, there's this game called Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and there's a guy named Whisker in it, and he has ability to teleport, but he never actually teleports without shooting his gun first. So does that mean he needs to shoot his gun to teleport, or is it just him doing it to look cool? Like, that's what I feel like with this girl. She's saying paralyzing shout, which just sounds like something she could easily do, by herself. And maybe the sword is giving it more range, like because she's using it through her blade, she's making the sound echo out further or something by opening and closing her sheath and activating it at the same time. I don't know, guys, but I really like it because as soon as you try to run away, now you get hit with that paralyzing shout, and guess what happens? You ain't going nowhere, and you're dying in her poisonous thing that she summons these snakes up, and they shot all this poison, and then the actual poison breath was just more of like a over time thing. The venom that she uses with the snakes actually like has pushback damage, while the cloud just slowly kills you and poisons you. And since people were paralyzed in this cloud, they had to just lay down face first and absolutely take the pain. So she's kind of monstrous in her own way. And this is where also the show kind of proves to me it's not dumb. It's not the 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 it's not just throwing the main character in the top one spot, which one I feel like is such a much more dangerous spot than three or two, just because that just means there's someone still above you somehow, some way, even though the people that were above her in this event that she participates was just probably in a position where there was more people to attack them, or more people didn't work as a dang unit of an army to just attack this one girl. I think the reason why so many people came after her towards the end and didn't like even fight each other is because of all the points she's already had racked up. So I'm pretty looking forward to everything that's coming forward with the show. I mean, not a lot of things in anime, change the way things work in the case of how they treat the characters, how the characters progress. But watching her friend go down there as like a new character and solo a dungeon underwater that she had to, you know, not only move and dodge and stuff, she had to swim at full speed to dodge and to get away from the fish that was about to eat her, which, can I just say, this is one of my favorite underwater fights now, because I played, go check out Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii U. There was underwater battling in there, and it felt so like that. And if I could have felt the experience of being underwater and fighting already through how they're probably feeling it, but through their own eyes in first person, absolutely amazing. So with all that being said, I hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. So with all that being said, I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will talk to you later.